is Miriam at High Life Auto. I am out doing a video test drive on a 2009 Chevy Cobalt. If you've never been on my video test drives before, the way it works is I drive the vehicle on video and I tell you what I see, hear, think, smell, and feel to give you the best indication of being in the driver's seat without actually being in the driver's seat. I'm not a mechanic, and this is not meant to be a 182-point inspection. Rather, it's meant to be a sneak peek into how the vehicle drives and any potential issues I notice as we're going along. So, we'll take a look around the vehicle, we'll take a look under the hood, and then we'll go for a drive. And I virtually know nothing about this except that we bought it from a buddy dealer of ours in La Harpe, and that's it. So here we go. All right, 09 Chevy Cobalt. He said it runs good. I think he said it was a family member's or something, and that's, you know, that's what it is. Body's pretty okay. Got a little bit of rust down on the rockers, but it's not the end of the world. Tires are pretty tight tread. Probably 40% on the rear and less than that on the front. Right at the wear bars on the front, so about 25% on the front. Otherwise, looks like you have just normal wear and tear as far as scratches and stuff like that. Nothing super horrible. No girlfriends that keyed the car or anything. It does need vacuumed, but the interior doesn't have any, you know, big rips or tears or holes or anything. Does look like there is a crack in the windshield right down there at the bottom, not in the driver's view for any of the states that don't care about it not being in view, but it is there. There's a little stain right there, but I think outside of a cleaning, I think the interior is in pretty good condition. Right here, there's a little, well, it's probably a fender bender, but that's about it. Otherwise, the body looks pretty okay. Same rust down on the rockers over here. And then just a little bit of clear coat fading up here on the bumper. And we'll take a look under the hood. Can't really see much under the engine, but it sounds like it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's a, what is it? It's a 2.2. So it's a Chevy 2.2. Alright, well, knowing that, we'll go take it for a drive and see what else we can find out about it. Alright, we've got 216,000 miles on there. Let's see, anything else interesting on here? 96 miles to empty, 25 miles to the gallon, 60% oil life, so that means they were taking care of it as far as getting oil change and stuff. Tire sensors don't work. Okay, that's about it. Let's see, driver's side window works, passenger side window works, rear passenger side window works, and rear driver's side window works. Let's see, radio. Okay, radio works. Let's see if we can get that to station. Okay. Hey, radio works. That's a good song. Okay. Let's try heat. Heat works. And let's try AC and see what we get there. Who knows what we'll get. Okay, and there was a check engine light. And let's see what we've got on there. Stored codes. No codes are stored in the module. No pending codes are stored in the module, but there's two modules here. Module 07E8. Stored codes. Okay. P014. Camshaft position timing over advanced or assistive performance bank 1. P036. Heated O2 sensor heater control circuit bank 1. P054, heated O2 sensor heater resistance bank 1 sensor 2. P0128, coolant thermostat, temperature below thermostat regulating temperature. 138, O2 sensor circuit high voltage bank 1 sensor 2. 140, O2 sensor circuit, no activity detected, bank 1 sensor 2. Oh, and in case you didn't notice, the exhaust is a little bit louder than it should be, and so that's probably where your O2 sensor codes are coming in. 141, O2 sensor heater circuit, bank 1 sensor 2, 302, cylinder 2 misfire detected, and then back to P014. So, we're going to see, are there any pending codes that are different? No pending codes. Okay, so we're gonna see what happens when those come back, or if those come back. All right. Seatbelt. Can't find my buckle. All right, here we go. Drive. There's my seatbelt alarm. There wasn't a seatbelt light on there, so I thought maybe it wouldn't go off, but it is apparently going to go off. Funny looks from people when they see me holding a camera up like this. Like, what is she doing? Alright, so little 2.2 has got to be a little four cylinder, 25 miles a gallon. So as far as a commuter car goes, if you're just looking for something that gets you good gas mileage, this one might be it. The getup is okay. Doesn't have any trouble struggling or getting anything up. Blah, 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 blah. Doesn't have any trouble getting up this hill. So our right turn signal, let's see. Right turn signal works. Left turn signal works. Let's see, where's the windshield wipers? Windshield wipers and fluid work. Which is good because our windshield needed a good wash. It's driving pretty smooth. I don't really hear any suspension noise. And the exhaust noise is there, but it's not overly obnoxious. It's just kind of a little rumbly. Brakes are good and solid, no grinding or vibration, no pulling or doing anything they're not supposed to be doing. We'll get flipped around here and check our cruise. Before we get down, we'll check and see if we've got any pending code set after the drive. So it should. Okay. Cruise should be on. I don't see any indicators anywhere that say anything, and then I would think that this would be the cruise button. Okay, so I'm going to say that cruise probably does not work. Because I don't know how to make it work. So that's really it. Because there's no indicator that it's working. There's no it's not setting or anything like that. So I'm going to say cruise doesn't work. Other than that, everything seems to work. Just a little 4-cylinder. It's got some high miles, but it's really not that bad. Not that bad looking as far as maintenance goes. It looks like they've kept up on maintenance. So I'm just going to pull these. Hold on, I gotta get turned before I pull any. Let's see if we're gonna exit the diagnostic system, and then we're gonna enter it back in again, so it pulls anything new, if it's got anything new. It's 52 degrees out. I'm pretty sure it was like negative 14 just a couple weeks ago. Okay, 2009 Cobalt, we know that. Okay. Codes from 0, but we're going to see if there's any pending codes. Let's see. Read codes. Pending codes. No pending codes as of now. So, what that means is if there are codes on the dash if there's a check engine light on the dash when you get here, just have us pull the codes and we'll see what popped up, because there probably will be something that popped up. I just don't know what it will be, because there's a lot of times that there's history codes and all of that, and so it'll be kind of scary, because it'll be like, oh my gosh, there's 8 million codes on here, and there's really not. So that's kind of where it's at. So if there's a code on the dash, and if there's a check engine light on the dash, just have us pull it, and then we'll see where we go. So if you have any questions, my cell phone is 309-267-7200. Thanks, guys.